In this video, I will show you how to solve sin nx equals sin mx and sin nx equals negative sin mx. For sin nx equals sin mx, this is a positive sign, will be in the first and second quadrant. We assume mx equals alpha. For first quadrant, we already got sin nx equals sin mx. For second quadrant, we will get sin pi minus mx. In other words, we can write down sin nx equals sin pi minus mx. So we have first and second equations. For the first equation, we can write down nx equals mx plus 2 pi times k. Because for sin x, the period is 2 pi, and k is all integers. For second equation, we can write down nx equals pi minus mx plus 2 pi times k. K is all integers. Now let's solve sin nx equals negative sin mx. Negative sign will be in the third and fourth quadrant. So we can write down negative sin mx as a sin pi plus mx. We assume mx equals alpha. For the fourth quadrant, we can write down sin negative mx or 2 pi minus mx. I will use this 2 pi minus mx. So we have sin nx equals sin pi plus mx. This is the first equation. And also sin nx equals sin 2 pi minus mx. This is the second equation. From a first equation, you will get nx equals pi plus mx plus 2 pi times k. K is all integers. For second equation, we can write down nx equals 2 pi minus mx plus 2 pi times k. K is all integers. Let's go to B. Sin 3x equals cosine x. X greater than 0, less than pi. For this equation, we need to change into sin equals sin pattern. We do know cofunction formula. Sin x equals cosine pi over 2 minus x. Cosine x equals sin pi over 2 minus x. We call this is a cofunction formula. Therefore, for cosine x, I will change into sin pi over 2 minus x. This is a positive sin x pattern. Let's go to diagram. For positive sin x, it will go to the first and then the second quadrant. This is alpha. This is a pi minus alpha. You will get sin pi minus pi over 2 minus x. Now we get two equations. Sine 3x equals sine pi over 2 minus x. And also sine 3x equals sine pi minus pi over 2 minus x. We call this is the first equation, this is the second equation. For the first equation, since for sine x, period is 2 pi, therefore, we can get the 3x equals pi over 2 minus x plus 2 pi times k. K is all integers. Isolate the x on one side. So we move negative x to the left side. You will get the 4x equals pi over 2 plus 2 pi times k. Remember, the domain for x is greater than 0, less than pi. We got to use it later on. Then we divide it by 4 to figure out x. X equals pi over 8 plus 2 pi over 4 times k. We need to add these two together. So we multiply by 2, multiply by 2. You will get 8 pi plus 4 pi times k. This is x. Let's solve when k equals 0. X equals pi over 8. When k equals positive or negative 1, x equals k equals 1, you will get 5 pi over 8. Negative 1, you will get negative 3 pi over 8. This is a domain. Therefore, this is not in the domain, we cross out. We just need to check k equals positive 2. X equals 9 pi over 8. It's out of domain because the x is greater than 0, less than pi. So we cross out. In other words, we have two solutions to this equation 1. Now let's go to equation 2. For equation 2, we have sine 3x equals sine. Let's do the distributive property. You will get pi minus pi over 2 plus x. This is a second equation. So we get 3x equals pi minus pi over 2 plus x plus 2 pi times k. Move this x to the left side. You will get the 2x equals combine like terms. You will get pi over 2 plus 2 pi times k. Then we divide it by 2 both sides. You will get x equals pi over 4 plus 2 pi times k over 2. We need to combine these two together. So times 2 times 2. You will get denominator is 4 pi plus 4 pi times k. This is x and k is all integers. When k equals 0, x equals pi over 4. When k equals positive or negative 1, x equals positive 1, that is 5 pi over 4. Negative 1, that is negative 3 pi over 4. both are out of domain, so we cross out. We get pi over 4 only. So we got the third solution. We have 3 solutions to this equation.